Exactly. You know where you park your car? You park your car in the garage. And you know what's in the garage? A house. Clay? Yeah, I'm sure he covers that garage. So
there you go.
The garage is in your house.
Some.
What a strange.
Some houses.
Give and take command, thought you knew, dog. Old trick, rare with the far-fetched stage old myth. Wolves come to bull where a pack of wolves live. Better pull pit bull, I'm showing at the rib. Alpha in full now, out with the old. I'm the walking artwork that'll outwork the mold and outgrow it.
Man, some scandalous shit too.
I'm gonna talk about whatever. That's what
man. You want I'll pull my pants down in traffic if that's what you want. Like I don't know. I'll tell you.
Okay, well,
I'm not doing that. I'm joking.
Yeah, I don't know if we need to pull your pants down in traffic, but
because there is none. Because no one's driving.
Well, there is no traffic, which is excellent. That's the upside of COVID-19. I can get from point A to point B in at least 10 minutes shorter time.
Do y'all just ever go for a drive? Sorry, I didn't mean to derail this already, but like,
I have.
Yeah, I get so cooped up in here. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna get in my car and just cruise around for just like 5-10 minutes. Like, I don't know, like just, especially when it's like nice out.
Yeah.
There's just nothing to do. So I said, fuck it. I go on a ride, go on a drive.
People used to do that, in our parents' and our grandparents' generation. They would just go for drives.
They didn't have anything. They didn't have Netflix back then, Clay.
There was anything else to do.
Well, I got all kinds of shit, and I still want to just be like, I'm gonna go 80 down a neighborhood. Like,
dude, that's the best thing, man. There's no speed limits anymore.
There are no laws. This is pre 9/11. Like, we can just do whatever the fuck we want.
You're fucking wild out.
Yeah, it's ironic, post COVID, or we're still in COVID, but it's taken us back to pre 9/11 times. Where there are no rules.
There are no fucking rules.
I guess it took another national crisis to reset the previous crisis. They canceled out.
Yeah, went full circle, maybe, if you will. I'm about to go to Meyer and just walk out with a TV. I'm sure no one's going to stop me.
No one's going to care.
No one's going to care. Be like, well, he probably needs that TV more than anyone because we're all struggling. And it's like, yeah, you're right. So
also, if you go to Meyer and you're wearing your face mask, the cameras won't see what's happening. So
yeah, now's the time to, like, if we're being real, now's the time to just rob because everybody has face masks on. Just fucking walk into any store and be like, this is mine now, and just go. Like a lot of I don't know if this is true, but like a lot of stores have policies where like if someone's like actively stealing or something, you have to like kind of let them go. You can't like fight back or something, or they'll get in trouble, or they'll get.
That's true.
So like, I mean, come on. It's just
there's one person in the store, and this I worked at Kroger for many years, as you know.
Yeah.
Well, there's one person there's one person who's authorized to approach you about stealing, and it's the guy watching the cameras. They call them LP, loss prevention.
Yeah.
So they're allowed to walk up and be like, "Hey, you stealing?" But if an employee does it, I guess it's a liability because if they're not stealing, then you've just I don't know. There's something there. I don't know if it's libel or what it is.
Yeah. See, yeah. So I'm about to go to the nearest Giant Eagle and I'm just gonna grab a turkey and maybe some salad dressing and then just leave. Like I don't know what to, I mean.
I used to work at Kroger when I was in high school, or actually after I graduated. So it was like 10 and 19.
Yeah. That's what
I remember some dude actually literally walking out with an entire cart of groceries. And I just goes out the front door and I like look over to, like the cashier or whatever. And they're like, did that dude pay? And they're like, I don't think so.
They just shrugged.
Yeah. And then we like kind of looked at the manager was like, yo. And they're like,
you don't pay me enough.
Yeah.
You don't pay me enough.
That man I've seen, especially around the first of the month, people are stealing like cartfuls of meat for some reason. Like they just have like 40 steaks in there.
Got steaks down your pants and your shirt, and just people wear like winter clothes in the middle of July because you can stuff more shit in the coats. So if anyone's wearing like a fucking North Face in the middle of fucking on July 4th, they're about to rob your ass. That's what they're gonna do. Oh man, but here's the wholesome part of it though. Like if they're stealing that much, they definitely need it more. So if anything, just think of it as like a write-off, make it a tax write-off. You know, you're donating. You're like, hey, we're helping them because clearly, if you're out here stealing 14 steaks, you're struggling. You need some shit. So
I agree.
That's one way to look at it. Just saying.
I agree. So I appreciate that perspective. I mean,
not like me, who's about to
low.
You said you'd shoot low?
I'd shoot low, yeah. I mean, if I was really struggling, I mean, look at Aladdin. That man didn't steal a shit ton of steaks and stuff. He stole bread and like an apple. That's what you want to be humble. I'd go in and I'd steal like, I don't know, a can of lima beans or something.
You said you could steal anything you want. You said fucking lima beans. You could.
Well, hold on. We didn't say we could steal anything we wanted.
Well, you kind of made it. You're humbling yourself, right? Like
you should be humble. If you're really struggling, you can't eat like a king. Why would you?
I mean, if you could, I don't know. I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with you per se, but I'm just saying, like, why not treat yourself on the way out? Like, get yourself a king size Twix.
If you have literally nothing else to lose,
all right, I got the shirt on my back and whatever I'm wearing around my pants. All right, I'd get like a can of beans, non-perishable shit. You know, I don't have a freezer obviously because I'm homeless, so I can't freeze anything. So I can't really eat the steak unless I'm just eating it raw. Like, I would just get a bunch of, fine. I'd just get a bunch of beans and corn, maybe some bread.
Sushi.
Spam, I'd do some spam.
I think Clay does have the right approach because if you walk out with like lima beans and then the officer, grabs you and you're like, hey,
you stealing lima beans.
This guy stole lima beans and top ramen.
Yeah, I'm starving.
We're just gonna let him
go.
Sir, please, I want some more.
I've got kids. I have to cook this over a flaming oil barrel later. You don't understand.
I'll start a GoFundMe for you, you homeless man.
All right, okay, I'll be okay. If we're splitting hairs, if you're legit homeless, all right, fine. Steal just cans of spam. Maybe treat yourself to a king size Twix. But if you still have like utilities, but you're struggling, get yourself a rotisserie. Get yourself a rotisserie.
Steal a T-bone.
If you fucking steal, get some sirloin, get some of that ballpark Frank. I don't know. You still got utilities at your house before they shut them off. Might as well,
Dude, I bought Nathan's hot dogs the other day. I'm telling you right now, it's cream of the crop.
Is it?
Oh, they're fucking good.
Oh, yeah. It's cream of the crop. I got that stimulus check, and I'm like, man, I'm going to get myself something nice. So I went out and I got some Nathan's.
So you got the Nathans. You said, nah, I'm done with that ballpark life. I'm getting that. Yeah. We eat tonight.
Yeah.
They
had a lockbox around the Nathan's hot dogs at my Kroger.
Man, they have log boxes for some of the most weirdest shit. But obviously, because people were taking it.
Absolutely.
I couldn't get deodorant without someone unlocking the whole thing.
Word?
Yeah, the Walgreens in Whitehall. Fucking people stealing deodorant.
Well, it's probably because you can cook it down and make meth. That's probably what it is. They don't want you stealing the
I'm not going to fact check y'all. That's probably
No, Clay, that brings a great question. Your stimulus check. What'd you guys get? What'd you guys get with your stimulus checks?
We got hot dogs, obviously. I
just got mine today. So.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I got mine, I think, 2 weeks ago via direct deposit. Yeah. Actually, it was good timing. No, because my vacuum cleaner took a shit. So I used stimulus money to buy a fucking vacuum cleaner like a fucking adult.
That's upsetting.
Yeah. And that's pretty much. I haven't really come. I'm trying to save it. I'm trying to save a little bit. Yeah.
Same. I think I need a couch. So.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Go on that Wayfair website.
I was looking at that, man.
Bunch of scratch and dent couches you can get for like 50 cents.
I'm buying a couch as an adult, so like this is a little different, like when you're in college, you just get a
find one. Yeah, you just kind of find one. You're like, all right, this is my couch now.
Yeah.
It's like I'll live with that bugs.
it's got a few stains on it. We'll just bring it in. But now
just Febreze it, some Lysol, good to go.
But
that's how you know. That's one of those you'll know when you've made it moments. When you buy a new couch, like from Ashley Furniture or something.
Yeah. I was looking at their website actually, and I have a coupon. I can get 10% off of Ashley Furniture.
That's like $3,000, man. You should do it.
I'm balling out.
That's $300 off of a new couch.
What a deal!
If my math is correct,
dude. Furniture's expensive as fuck. I thought all couches were like $500. Like a decent one's like $2,000. Like fucking Rugs, furniture, cheese, all this shit I learned was expensive as hell.
Low key, Big Lots. Big Lots has some decent furniture, and it seems to be reasonably priced.
I got when I first moved out, most of my shit came from Big Lots because I said, "Fuck, I ain't paying that much."
Same. I got a bunch of shit. I got a Chase. That is, I don't know, it's about 7 years old. It's from Big Lots. It's still fucking kicking.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Still kicking. Hell yeah. But have you guys like ever looked at your social media friends list and you were like, who in the hell are these people? Like, just
couple times people like there'll be a few that pop up, like they'll post a status or some or they'll post like a really shitty meme. I'll be like, I haven't talked to you, or like I kind of know who you are. Like we went to school or whatever, but like I maybe said like 3 words to you. I just unfollow them. It's real quick and easy. So like we're still friends, but I don't see any of their shit ever unless I actively search for it.
Yeah.
So it's a little middle ground. Yeah, it kind of occasionally.
What about you, Clay? Do you have a bunch of people in your friends list that you don't know who?
I got hella friends.
Not really. The thing that gets me is when the people get married and they change their last name, and then I don't know who they are anymore. So I have to go look at their profile picture and be like, oh, this is this person. But yeah, that's what fucks me up is when they get married and they change their last name. I'm like, I don't know who that is.
Well, I mean, that's really what the purpose of this whole podcast is. It was just like I saw a bunch of people that were married. No, I saw a bunch of people on my friends list. I didn't know who they were or had like 2 or 3 words with them. And I was like, you know what? I want to start talking to some of these people to figure out, who in the hell they are.
Who are you? I'm a human for one. Shit. Like, all right.
Who are you? I do love the people with the who get married. All of my female friends that are in my phone, like before they got married, I still keep their like maiden names in there. I've never changed them because
I've done that. Yeah.
There's like a 50% chance that it's going to be changed back anyway. So
that's true.
I want to go
that, and like you just grew like if you've known them for like years and shit, like you've known them by that name. It's like weird to like get that out of habit. Yeah. And like so.
Yeah, and then some people too, you'll friend them and then they'll change. I don't know, maybe they're a furry or something, and next thing you know, they've got like a picture of 2 dragons making out, and they change their name to some weeb shit. And then it's like, well, I don't know who that is anymore either.
Oh, no. Actually, I'm going to piggyback off of that. The anime pictures, as soon as they get like it goes into the same thing. When they change their cover photo or their like main profile pictures or some like anime character, I'm like, we ain't going to get along anymore. Like, it's just not going to happen. Like,
yeah, they changed their name to like Sakurai or something.
Or Mega. His name's Nintendo Switch. I
had a shitload of like friends that like before like college or during college, and they were like cute girls and they were single, and you accepted the friend request or whatever. And then like as years have gone by, then they go from being like the cute girls, and then you start seeing all these fucking kids, and then you're married, and then it's like we have to end this relationship now. I can't.
Oh, yeah, this is one of you are of no use to me anymore.
Well, no, that's the other thing too. Like, no, for real. As soon as like if I see them get married or whatever, it's like okay, fine. But then they get pregnant, right? They start having kids. But here's the thing: like 98% of them, they're only ever going to post like shit about being a parent or pictures of them being pregnant or their baby, and I'm like, to me that's like boring because that's your life now, which is fine. Obviously, you're a parent. That should be your life. I get it. Totally. But guess what? I'm not. So I unfollow or I unfriend because I don't want to see that shit all the time because half the time. Like that's all they post. So it's like, I don't want to see that. Like, just,
No, I agree. I used to talk shit about that all the time. Like I used to make posts about people posting pictures of their ugly ass kids and the kids' first day of school outfits, and I don't give a fuck about any of that. And then
no newborn is a good looking kid. They all look like they look like
fucking Play-Doh.
Aliens.
They look like Play-Doh.
Yeah. Like newborns are disgusting. Like I don't know why we've not like give them like a year or two, and when they like grow up a bit, and it's like, okay, yeah, cute baby, but like coming out the gate, they look like shit. Like, I mean, let's be real.
They look like fucking Ben Grimm when they fucking come out.
Well, they're like are fucking shit anyway. I mean, like look at other animals. An elephant shits its baby out, and that thing's ready to go. It's walking. It's good. The human babies, that thing can't do jack shit for.
No, we fucking suck.
Several years.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My daughter's 5.
8.
Yeah, my daughter's 5, and I'm still wiping her ass. So I don't know exactly.
Oh, word? Damn.
Yeah, they're still working on it. No.
Okay. I don't fucking know.
Hey man,
no, she's good.
Hey man, that's your struggle, man. That's your struggle, man. We all in this together.
No, I mean, real shit. I want to say maybe like, I don't know, like it's like 3.5 or 4 because they can't even fucking reach back there. So they're still like, after you get them like fucking, potty trained, you still have to wipe their ass.
Yeah,
can't reach. And it's like, Daddy, I'm done. And you're like, fuck, I got to go wipe this kid's ass. And then at the age of like 3.5, it's not like, baby poop. It's like grown man shit. You know what I mean?
Is that true? She got some post Chipotle shit going on.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I regret being a fucking parent, man.
Does your kid take Fiber One?
Yeah. So
she's on Metamucil at the age of 5.
So how did we meet? Like, because both of you guys, especially, I kind of remember the first time I met Clay. Ed, I just remember just like knowing you. I don't even remember like.
Honestly, I'm trying to think. All right. We kind of just happened like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, we're friends now. We do improv shit. I'm trying to think. Maybe it was like your first, fuck. We went to Dirty Frank's. It was after one of y'all's show. I think it was like your first show at Mad Lab or somewhere. I don't know. One of those fucking places. And I remember going to Dirty Frank's afterwards, and I think that's when like I kind of like we all kind of at least me introduced to like all Face Club, and you were there. But like as far as like us actually like talking, like I don't know, just like mingling after shows and shit. That's usually how it happens, or improv meetup.
Actually, I was supposed to meet you earlier, Ed. I was actually supposed to do a show with you.
Thank you for listening to the Godcast. This part of the conversation is none of your damn business. We'll be back to you in approximately 10 seconds.
I'm not doing it. It's like, oh, okay, well, fuck. Like, I guess I'm not either. Shit. Like, the only person I fucking know.
I don't know, man. When did I meet you, Clay? I feel like I probably met you at like one of the probably following Hannah or something. I think it was
I would think it would have to have been at a hashtag show. I'm going to be frank. I have no idea. But yeah, I would think it would have been after a hashtag show, probably, or that'd be my guess.
It's good to know that I leave a fantastic first impression, Clay.
It's not you. I'm not good at acknowledging people like in my periphery. Like I've never been good at that. It's just it's just not something like my sister's been dating the same guy for like 3 years, and I think I've said like a sentence to him. I just don't. I don't know.
No, that's fair. Because when I knew we were going to do this, I was like, I don't think I've ever I think maybe one time that you and I have had like a long, lengthy conversation, something more than passing, pleasantries. We had talked a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I would not say you're in my periphery at this point, but before I knew you, I had seen you around, but it never. I don't know. I just don't remember the first time I was like, "Hello, Terrence. I am Clay." Yeah. I think you might. It must have been after a hashtag show. Maybe you had your kid with you. I remember your kid being around. Maybe your kid took improv classes, didn't she?
She did not, but.
All right, man. Well,
you know what? Actually,
man, all right, I'm striking out. I have no idea. I tried with you, man. I tried with you, but look at you.
You know what? We did.
Give me nothing.
We did the kid friendly show on Donut Sundae kid friendly show.
Yeah.
Franklinton Friday, and she was there. And then I had a scene with you. We played like Switch together, and that was.
I knew you at that point. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Right, did you bring her to a hashtag kids show?
I did bring her to a hashtag. Yeah,
I think that was it, man.
Okay, that might have been it.
I
did bring her to
because she got up on stage, didn't she?
Yep, she did.
Yeah. And then I met you and I said, hey, she did a great job, and I told her she did a good job. That's when it was. That's when it was.
Before I met you, I know that I donated to Wilma's hips.
Yes. Yes.
So I need to know, how are Wilma's hips, Clay?
That's an excellent question. I'm glad you asked. So her original appointment for her hip surgery was in December. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to share this, but the fundraising websites, the fundraising pages disappeared, which I didn't know they did that. I can't find them now. Okay. But I was going to update everybody, and I never got the opportunity to do so. But I took her in December, and they said she's not fully done growing yet. Bring her back in May when her bones are fully formed and her hips are, kind of set where they're going to be with her musculature or her, skeletal makeup. So I have to take her back in May, and they're going to reassess. But her hips are jacked. That's pretty much. That's the long and short of it.
Women's hips
they
are
don't
jacked.
Yeah, they're jacked. They're
yeah, because I think I had saw the show and it was like Save Wilma's Hips or something like that, and I have been making a lot of jokes at the time about like how I hate dogs being on bar patios. And it's like, dogs are fine, bar patios are fine. Don't bring your dog to the bar patio. I want to go out and, I don't want to have the dogs at the bar patio at the same time. I have allergies. I'm already suffering with the pollen and such. So if I go to your house,
that's a
I'll
real
play with
thing.
your dog. Yeah. I'll play with your dog at your house, but don't bring your dog to the bar patio, because then I can't be there, and it kind of sucks. So everyone was claiming that I was Michael Vick, apparently. Because I would
have played the race card. I would have played the race card like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I'd be like, the person. Would you have said that if I was white?
Yeah. So that's what it was. So I was Michael Vick, and so that was a hot button topic. And so at the time, I had saw that, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to show that I'm not Michael Vick, and I'm going to use Clay's dog as my cover. And so I donated to Wilma's Hips, and I believe I made a post about it. Self-gratifying.
You did. And that was actually the first time I remember ever seeing you, because you posted, because you donated, but then, and so I clicked your page. I was like, I don't know who this person is. Yeah. And I wanted to say thanks, but then I saw you made a joke about it, and I was like, man, who the fuck is this? Like, this man's talking shit about my dog. And then, I remember you made a donation and then I clicked your page. Yeah, I do remember that.
That was it. I made a donation.
Thanks for the donation, by the way.
You're welcome. So I was able to self-gratify and do a victory lap, because I donated, I don't know, maybe $7 towards Wilma's Hips.
It was $7. I remember the amount, because I remember it being a peculiar number too. Yeah, it was $7.
That's Mike Vick's.
I wasn't going to call you.
That was Mike Vick's number when he played for the Falcons. Man, you do that shit on purpose. What's wrong with you? You were just trolling now.
So yes. So I put on my Michael Vick jersey, donated to Wilma's hips, and
you are a troll, aren't you, Terrence? Yeah. You would say that you are a troll.
At times, I absolutely can be a troll.
Oh, he's
absolutely.
asking questions now.
Yeah. Well, I relate to you in that way because I am a troll as well. Yeah. I like to stir the pot. It's fun.
I don't know if we even introduced that to the fact that I have Clay and Ed on. You guys are here. I think we're 20 minutes in, and I don't know if we even said who is on this.
Yeah, they fucking know us. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, we're giving you that Donut Sundae bump. This podcast about to skyrocket, baby.
to the moon, baby, to the
moon. But you guys are both hilarious, and you guys are both incredible improvisers. Yeah. But you're both funny for like entirely like different reasons, which is interesting. I think like Ed, you guys are both extremely quick-witted, but I think Ed, you have like these like one-line like zingers, and I always think are like really funny. And Clay, you can like monologue and just talk at length about seemingly like nothing.
Yeah, I learned it from Paul Stelzer.
That motherfucker can talk.
My best friend, brother Paul.
Hey, shout out to Paul Stelzer. He's one of the best. Seriously, one of the best dudes out there.
I remember I went to one of the shows, and it was what, the 5, 10, 15, 20, and it was like the storytelling, and then you were like going on about your hometown, right? You guys are both from Marion, right?
Yes, sir. 730. Good old Marion.
43302. That's the zip code.
So yes, how long have you known each other, and how did you guys meet?
How long have we known each other? We met like at the ass end of 6th grade, but we didn't really like talk until like early 7th grade, like that summer.
7th grade.
Yeah, because like we both played football in middle school, 7th grade, and that's how we kind of like playing and practicing, being in the locker room. That's kind of when we started talking and shit. So that was cool. That was like summer of like, what was it? Summer of 04, something like that.
04,
yeah.
So how did you guys tell me about your journey? How did you get from Marion to Columbus?
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Well, I'll go first. Pretty quick.
All right.
I started off at the Marion branch of Ohio State.
Yes.
Yeah, because I wasn't good enough, and my grades weren't good enough to get into OSU first. So I had to go to a community college, and then
technically, give yourself some credit. It's still the regular thing.
Yeah. So I could transfer my sophomore year. I transferred down here, and that's when I started living down here. And then I got done with school, and then here I am. I never went. You can't. It's hard to go back to Marion once you've been in Columbus.
Yeah,
because there's just not as much to do. And it's kind of, economically depressed. Not a lot of opportunities. Yeah. So,
it's a great place for like, if you're just like, if you really want like the simple life, or you're like older and want to retire, because like you can get a mansion for like $5. Yeah. And everything's cheap there. So like, if you just want like that real simple shit, like Marion's fine. But like, if you have any creative bone in your body, you want to get the fuck out of there as soon as possible. It's just a fact. So
the improv scene in Marion is not flourishing.
There was one group for like a hot minute.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they did some stuff at the Marion Palace Theater.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know if they're still a group or a thing.
So
we tried to get them on our show, and that didn't work out.
They wouldn't come.
No, they said no. I was like, you only need like you don't have to have the whole group. And he was like, we'll get back to you, and they never did. He said,
damn. Yeah, that's a damn.
We even watched their show too. It was dope. Shuffle City. Shout out. Hopefully, all still alive.
Shuffle City.
Shovel City.
Shovel. Oh, Shovel City. All right.
Because Marion's known for the fucking power shovel. Right?
The power shovel.
Or wait, did I say that? No,
the Marion Power Shovel back in the 70s and 80s, the great Bruce Springsteen manufacturing days, working for a living. The Marion Power Shovel was where everybody worked, and they made,
power shovels.
Yeah, like heavy equipment. In fact,
they do pride themselves on. They made parts of the what was it? It was for NASA.
Space Challenger?
No. When they first landed on the moon, the rover that they drove, some of those parts were made in Marion, and they're very proud of that.
Okay.
The big one is the crawler, which transports the space shuttle to its
launch
bay. It's the giant piece of equipment that transports the rocket ship to where it's going to shoot off from. Mm-hmm. That's Marion.
We did that shit.
Okay. Big shout out to the crawler.
I did that shit.
We did that.
That was me.
Well, I was a little concerned. I thought you were going to say that they made parts for the Challenger, and we
should have got out of that town quicker. Holy fuck!
You don't want to claim that shit.
It's been nothing but bad press.
No, it has. I like to state this fact because every time someone asks me like where I'm where I'm from, aside from like the Mexican stuff, I tell Marion, and then I like spitting like one of our best facts is that we were at one point the heroin capital of the United States.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, so that was fun. I think it's now, as far as Ohio goes, I think it's been overtaken by either Cincinnati or Dayton, one of the two.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember. So shout out to Dayton or Cincinnati taking our title away.
I'm from Mansfield, so I know that we were in the running. Also, we were.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, we're definitely top three. As far as
you're a powerhouse. Yeah, you guys are powerhouses when it comes to heroin.
Yeah, we're the preseason favorites this year for the heroin capital.
Yeah, we went back to back though, so we gonna do. We got rings, baby. What do you got?
So, Ed, how'd you make your move from? Oh, well, Clay, I went to the Mansfield campus also. So I went to Ohio State. I did the the transfer thing too. So I'm with you. I fucking understand. I did the same shit.
Yeah, it's a state fucking school, OSU, and they want like a 3.8 GPA and a fucking 38 on the goddamn ACT. It's you're a state school.
Yeah.
He's got a point, man. He's got a point. Let's be real. He's got a point. You're fucking state school.
Go to Case Western.
Shout out to Tim Flynn, who went to Case Western.
Ooh. Tim Flynn is smart.
He's smart as fuck. He don't let you know it though, but he's smart as hell.
So how did you get down to Columbus? How was your trip from Marion to Columbus, Ed?
See here. After college and shit, I started working in Cardington, Utah, which is in Cardington, Ohio. And I was working there for about 3 or 4 years, and I started making at that point I started living with my parents. Well, I've always been living with my parents up to that point. And I started making money, so I'm like, all right, I'm tired of living with y'all. I'm gonna get my own place. And I kind of like Clay said, you just kind of want to leave Marion if you have, to experience anything or anything above just simple shit. You just gotta get out of there. So I'm like, all right, So I moved to Delaware. I just slowly started moving down here. So I actually moved to Delaware because I really love the downtown. It's a great little area. So I moved there and, started working full time and shit. And then I got a new job in Reynoldsburg. So after about a year or so working there, I'm like, all right, well, the drive's too fucking far now. I got to move down to Columbus. So I moved down here about in 2016. I bought my house. Yeah, around there.
Okay.
So just kind of slowly trickled my way down via work and adult shit. So.
All right. Via Route 23.
So it sounds pretty fucking boring. So yeah. Wait, what'd you say?
I said via Route 23.
Down Route 23. Yep.
Down Route 23. What do you guys do for a living? What do you guys both do? I work in fucking IT, and
we found that out real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Terrence is an excellent, very patient Love her.
IT professional.
Also, he's very patient with diagnosing technical problems, which I was having prior to the podcast, and he was able to help me get it sorted out.
There
If anyone listening and needs IT help or work, please contact Terrence. He's got
I'm going to put that on my resume.
Any time of day, he said.
Check. No. What do you guys do?
What
do you guys do for a living? Like, what do you? I don't even. What do you guys do?
I'm a design engineer in Reynoldsburg. We make the seats for Honda. Like, that's our main like customer or whatever.
Okay.
So we design, build, assemble, all that shit. So if you're out, I know Nick Myers be slinging these. If you're out there, if you're in the room, if you're somehow in the market for a brand new fucking car during these times, I recommend a new TLX.
Mm-hmm.
So them rear seats, baby. I help design those for all that shit. So
very nice.
Ego bump to me.
Is your design a prowess in like textiles? Are you like doing the shape of the seat, or just where's your niche?
The frame, the shit you don't even see. I do a lot more.
Frame, though.
It's a good frame though. Yeah, it won't kill you.
Honda TSL or whatever the fuck you called it. Yeah, buy one of those, baby, and just rest assured you got a nice seat.
Go to Nick Myers, tell him, hey, I want that new Acura TLX.
Okay.
Heard Ed help with that rear frame. And he's like, all right, he'll hook you up.
I see. I have some experience with rear frames. I don't think it was for the Honda. I think it was like it was something else. It was a Jeep or a SUV. My summer job when I was working my way through school, because no one wanted to see me naked.
Yeah, dog.
I was welding those frames, and so I was like picking them up on the racks, and I was like welding and then like grinding or sanding down those frames. Like, it's my summer job working in.
Did you work in Bucyrus? Was this in Bucyrus?
No, I used to work.
All right.
It was in Mansfield. It was in Mansfield.
Okay.
It was fucking Sarka or Edge. I can't even remember which. It was one of those fucking factories there.
Yeah.
What do you do, Clay?
I work at IGS, which stands for Interstate Gas Supply in Dublin. It's actually, if you know Matt White, it's his family's company, and he helped get me in there.
Nice.
Damn, Matt White.
But I'm what's called a claims analyst.
Okay.
So essentially, people will take out insurance policies on their appliances and on their furnace, air conditioners, heaters, whatever. And it's my job to basically look over those claims and tell people that their shit isn't covered.
What if, Clay, I wanted to take out an insurance policy on my equipment? Would you be able to assist with that?
No, we specifically do like homeowners.
Okay.
Like homeowners warranties. So it's not technically an insurance company.
Okay.
But if you ever needed help with like your inside or outside, gas, electric, water, or sewer utility lines. We got a plan for that.
Man, we just selling shit today. We're just not even a podcast. We just trying to make money.
Well, we also have a great plan for your HVAC system, your heater, and your water heater. Now, these things are made to fail.
Yeah.
We would hate to see. We cover any issues that have occurred due to normal wear and tear.
You know what's not made to fail? The rear seat of an Acura TLX, now with 0 APR financing for 84 months.
Yes.
Same cash. Just the fucking seat. You can get the car too if you want. In fact, I recommend you just get the whole car, but if you want just that seat, I recommend the red Alcantara leather.
All of my relationships are made to fail, so we're it's relatable.
Yeah, you're gonna want to take out a warranty on those bad boys.
Yeah,
and expect the unexpected, and you want to be prepared when those things happen.
Exactly. You know where you park your car? You park your car in the garage, and you know what's in the garage? A house. Clay, I'm sure he covers that garage. So
there you go.
The garage is in your house.
Some.
What a strange.
Some houses. Hit up Hannah. I think she'll find one for you.
So how the hell did you guys get into improv? Because you guys, like I said, you guys are obviously Donut Sundae, Trash Boiz, Ed and Clay. You guys are incredible. How the hell did you guys get into improv? Like, what's your?
It started with Kean, technically, right? Like y'all started going to those hashtag shows first. Like I was the ass end as far as like actually seeing it.
It was Kean and I. We both ended up in Columbus kind of around the same time. Which was slightly before Ed moved down here. Ed was still in Delaware. So Kean and I started going to we wanted to go see stand-up shows. And so I got on Columbus Laughs because I just Googled comedy in Columbus. And we got on Columbus Laughs, and there was a show on a Wednesday called Hashtag Comedy. And I was like, well, let's go to this. And we went, and it wasn't stand-up, but it was improv. And I was like, oh, well, this is fucking cool. I really enjoyed that. And so Kean and I went to hashtag shows religiously every Wednesday for like 6 months. And then they told us about classes. And I was like, oh, shit, I never even thought about that. And so Kean and I and Ed started taking classes with Jeff Gage.
It was like the first thing that popped up on Google too. Like I remember Googling improv classes, and it was like Jeff Gage's thing popped up. So I was like, all right, I guess this asshole does it. So fuck it, let's do it. Because we had no idea who the fuck he really was. We were just like, all right, he does it, and like they've talked about him, and that's where hashtag did their classes from. Was through Jeff. So
the grandfather of Columbus Improv.
Yeah.
But then we started doing classes, and then we kept going to hashtag shows, and then hashtag eventually they got to know us, and they asked, "Hey, do you guys want to do a show?" Because they found out that we had finished the classes. And at the time, the format was that every Wednesday hashtag would have a new guest. Every Wednesday they had a guest from the community or a musician or whatever. And so we said, yeah, fuck yeah, we'll do it. And we did, and we sold it out, and it was really fun. And then right around that time, Boosh got pregnant with her first kid, Walter. And Greg, I was going to say Greg got pregnant, but Greg got his wife pregnant. Okay. And so they were having a kid, and so they were both going to need to step out. So hashtag asked if I would want to like sub in when they couldn't be there. And I said, yeah. And then, so I did that for a while. And then eventually they just asked me to be in the show.
Nice. So
that's kind of how that happened. It was all right place, right time, circumstantial shit.
Yeah. Cause I did see on Facebook the flyers for the Ed, Clay, Kean.
Oh,
yeah.
It was like hashtag featuring Ed, Clay, and Kean.
Featuring these three assholes that no one fucking knows about. If they had any following, they're like, who the fuck? Why should we give a shit about these fucking assholes?
But that was the springboard that accelerated us all into improv greatness.
Very nice. Been doing improv for a year. Like it hasn't even, it's just been like a year. And so like hearing all of these backstories to like what was going on 2 or 3 years ago, I just find that to be pretty fascinating.
Yeah. Like with us, it's almost like we just kind of stumbled upon it. It was never really like
exactly.
Yeah. It was never really like we kind of like, we saw an episode of Who's Line and we're like, you know what, let's do that forever. And it's like, no, we just kind of happened.
Well,
yeah, I didn't even know what improv was. Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, I knew obviously of stand-up, and that was my original aspiration was to do stand-up. But yeah, we just stumbled on the hashtag first, and there you go.
That's interesting because the same. I'm like, I didn't know that improv was even a thing. Like I'd probably seen Who's Line or whatever, but just didn't even know that was improv.
Yeah, that was me. That was me. Like I'd watch that show all the time, and be like, I didn't know it was improv. I thought it was just a fucking funny ass show that they just.
Yeah,
I didn't know there was a word for it. I guess I didn't know there was an actual word for it. Like, that was improv. Oh shit!
You both thought that was some shit that white people and Wayne Brady did.
That's it. That's what I thought.
And Drew Carey.
That's what I thought. Like whenever there was a room of white people, I just assumed if there was a room of white people, they were doing reenactments of Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Like verbatim.
Yeah, it's like these family reunions sure are fun. What is your comedy DNA? You know, like I think that Clay, obviously you said that you're a fan of like stand up. What makes up your comedy?
For me, it's just I've got a funny family, number one. My grandpa is like the funniest man alive, and everybody in my family is funny. But other than that, like, I don't know. It's just kind of this weird progression of shows that I would watch. Like it started off, and Ed, this is kind of how Ed and I became close, was we would all come into school after the new episode of Family Guy. And we would just basically retell all the jokes and just laugh our asses off from the previous night's episode of Family Guy.
Right.
We couldn't remember Matt, but we could remember the dialogue from that show verbatim. It was insane.
Oh yeah. But then so it's like a little bit of Family Guy, and then I really like Conan O'Brien. I've always really liked Conan, and then like The Office came out, and then that changed my sense of humor. So it's really just this weird kind of amalgamation, I guess, of shows that I've watched and people that I've admired. Like Jon Stewart. I really like Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of where I don't know if that's a good answer to your question, but that's I think where I derived my sense of humor, a lot of it from that stuff.
I definitely see some of the Jon Stewart, Colbert, Conan O'Brien. O'Bear's good. I love Conan O'Brien, man. He's the shit. What about you, Ed? What's your
kind of similar to Clay's? Like especially my dad's side of the family, like they love like roasting and people like during family events, but like and they just like my dad and my uncle are like some of the two funniest people as far as my family goes. Because like a lot of their humor is like it's kind of dad humor and like they just like I don't know it started with them for sure. And like my dad, I mean, like he's super into goofy shit too. Like he made me watch Three Stooges with him growing up. So like that was probably my first exposure to like any sort of comedy, was just like these old, black and white clips of these white dudes beating the shit out of each other. So like that was like the beginning of like my like I guess me liking like funny stuff. And like just kind of like Clay, like just like watching TV and stand up and all these shows, it just like became this big conglomerate of different types of humor that just kind of built into, like with Family Guy, Chappelle Show was a big one growing up.
Yeah.
And like watching a bunch of just a bunch of stand up, whatever was on Comedy Central. Colbert was also a big one. Just kind of touching on what he said. Just kind of this as I've been going through life, just watching all this new shit. Like Parks and Rec was a big one. I don't know. There's so many shows and stand up comedians to name. Like I think it's easier just to tell you like what I don't like. So I don't know.
How did Donut Sundae and the Trash Boiz happen? Like how? Because when I'm new to the scene, and I think it's really cool that you guys have like one of the most unique characters, right? Like there's people that are doing fucking improv. And then you guys are, in a sense, you are like, it's like, a gimmick or a character of like improv. Like you're almost making fun of the improv inside of the improv. Like how did the Donut Sundae Trash Boiz transition? How did that happen?
For Donut, it was after after we took the advanced class from Jeff Gage, Phil Porter. Well, I think it was Clay who was talking to Phil or like met with him first. Or Keen, one of y'all, kind of came up to us and basically said like he wanted to coach us and all this and that, and like to kind of expand on what we just learned and all that. So
right.
It kind of started with Phil, the improv legend that is Phil Porter in Columbus.
God bless him.
Yeah, God bless his soul. Who kind of took us under his wing and like coached us pretty regularly. And then from there, we just kind of like, at the time, Improv Wars was a lot bigger than it, has been. Like, if I'm being real, like than it has been like the last year or two. Right. And like there were so many more, like there's a fuck ton of groups performing and doing the competing. So like that was like our first real like exposure as a group that Phil wanted us to do, and so we just did a bunch of like Improv Wars gigs for the longest time before we actually like started doing anything else, or even before we got our Franklinton Fridays show. So it kind of, if we're being real, it kind of started with Phil Porter trying to like reaching out to us and wanting to coach us.
That's cool.
Yeah. And Trash Boiz.
Yeah, Zach Kelly. Zach Kelly set the whole Franklinton Fridays up.
Oh, yeah,
We've been doing that for 2 years now.
Almost two.
Almost 2 years we've been doing that show.
Yeah,
and
2 years.
Zach, one way or another, found the idea foundry, and we said, well, fuck it, let's just put a show together there. And
yeah, there was like, the people who ran it were just like, yeah, sure, comedy, like, fuck it, let's do it. Like, they're just super chill about it.
Like you could have this place.
Yeah, and then it became a regular thing. So we're pretty lucky on that.
Oh, that's cool.
And Trash.
How did the?
Oh, is that?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Like, that's what I was gonna ask. The Trash Boiz. Like, how did you guys get into those characters? That whole, shtick, if you will. How did that?
I don't know how. Like, I don't know. Just I don't know. Came up with the idea. It just kind of like it was started with the Improv Mini Fest that happens around around May-ish. I don't know. Whenever the fuck. And Anthony runs it now. Whenever he does that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think we just one time just decided to wear fucking jorts and cutoffs and be white trash. Just like I don't know how it happened. It just kind of did, and then it just became a tradition to do that every single year. And then once we started bringing Josh along, it's like, okay, well, let's just do this. Like, let's just let this be like our alter ego kind of deal, and just.
Yeah, I think we glean a lot of our inspiration from Josh's knowledge and Ed's knowledge to a certain extent of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
So like a lot of it came out of that culture too. Like, because Josh watches a lot of wrestling, and so he came into it, and then it just kind of accelerated. And we're like, well, we are kind of trash anyway.
Yeah.
Just as people. So then it was just like, well, let's just roll this into, and let's just be like the epitome of Kid Rock, kind of podunk white trash, and then we started bringing Naterdays along with us. First it was Budweiser's, then it was Naterdays. But yeah, that's kind of how it all happened.
How'd you guys go from Budweiser to Naterday?
Because we figured.
Well, it came out last year.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
the good boys at Anheuser-Busch, who was the parent company of the Natural Light. They just came out with this fucking strawberry lemonade beer shit, and Josh, I remember, said something to me about it, and I'm like, that could fucking work. Like, and it doesn't. And like the biggest concern, like we always tell people this whenever when they say, oh, I've never had one. I'm like, it's not as bad as you think. It's not as bad as you think. Like Natty Light is dog shit. Yeah, we know that. That's no one's gonna argue that. But strawberry lemonade mixed with it, not that bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. The first time I had it was at your Franklinton Fridays show for whatever.
I think we've exposed a lot of people to Naterday, and to be frank, I think they owe us.
I could agree. I will agree with that. You guys all owe us at least $20 individually.
I'm not going to disagree.
Well, I meant Naterday. They
oh damn! I was trying to take from everybody else. You thinking big fish? I'm thinking guppy.
Yeah, I'll say it right here, right now. If you were exposed to Naterday through a Donut Sundae show, you owe us $20.
Yeah, this is.
What is your PayPal info? Because
Venmo, we got Venmo out. Yes, okay. I'll show you.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, because I definitely.
My Venmo is at out the ass.
At out the ass.
Out the ass. And that's with 5 S's.
One of the S's is a Z, and the other one is a dollar sign.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes
straight S's were taken.
I had a deep dive in your social media, and
Jesus,
I saw some incredible things in your social media.
There's a word
picture. You had an incredible hairstyle.
Fuck yeah, I knew that was going to get brought up.
The first thing, incredible hairstyle. Right now, we are in the isolation, and you can't get to a barber. Has your hair reverted back to the prior style?
It's getting there, man. I describe it. Yeah. You know how like saplings are to trees. You know, it's like kind of like the. You know, it's growing. It's kind of almost there. Uh-huh. That's my head right now. Okay. My Jerry curl it's not where it was by any means, but it's
Ed hasn't washed in weeks. He has actual small trees growing out of his scalp.
Y'all want some apples? I got that shit here in a couple months. Y'all need some lemons? Y'all need some lemons? That's coming out the back. I'm a net
now. All of the foliage.
But no, it's definitely longer, obviously, because I haven't had a cut.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, if this shit keeps going, then it's gonna get to that Jerry curl that I had going on, that monstrosity that I did. Well, so I can't wait, man. I can't wait to fuck with that.
We'll continue to be on the watch as until the barbershops open. Clay, you have a fantastic beard. Deep diving. You did not have any facial hair at one point, which is impressive.
Yeah,
I don't have enough testosterone to grow a beard. What made you decide that you wanted to go, full lumberjack?
It was a slow process. I mean, so I could. There is a profile pic on my Facebook of one of the first times I had any kind of facial hair, and it was like that little. Sometimes guys will just grow a little on their chin. I had like a little square of hair on my chin. That's where it grew in first.
Okay. And
then I just started to experiment, and it looked really bad, like when I was, younger. But it grows in eventually, and I've learned that I look like an earthworm when I don't have a beard. So I decided I look like a fucking snail. So I decided I'm going to stick with it. My mom hates my beard because she thinks I'm cute, because she's my mom. And I'm like, Mom, you're just wrong. You're just wrong. I look like a slug. So
okay,
that's why I keep it. And it's pretty long right now because I haven't done anything with it. Over quarantine, my hair's long as fuck. I'm looking pretty rough. So,
well, I did see a thing, about the face mask or the mask are not as effective if you have a beard. Is it possible that we'll see you back with you're looking like an earthworm?
No. Okay. Fuck him. I'm not going Jim Kelly.
Give me liberty or give me death. Boy, I got my. He's got his will. He wrote his will last week. He's ready to go. He said, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
America. I ain't shame for nobody. Fuck it.
Live fast, die young.
Where have you vacationed? I want to know about some of your travels. Is Myrtle Beach, is that the crown jewel of your vacation?
Is it from Marion?
No. I've gone around a little bit. I've been to California way. I've been up to Maine.
Oh, yeah. That's all Maine.
Maine was a great time, like Colorado. My family every year, I mean, we would go to Florida every year. I've been to the only place internationally that I've been is Iceland.
Okay.
Which that was a good time. But yeah, Myrtle Beach, I mean, it's a good spot. I mean, it's kind of like Florida on a budget. Drive.
Jeez, that's saying a lot. That is saying a lot.
Yeah. Well, in Florida is like Earth on a budget. So I guess
it's the fucking worst.
Yeah, it's a little cooler. It's a little cooler in Myrtle Beach in terms of the weather, but it's only a 9-hour-ish drive versus, like a 13.
Yeah. Myrtle Beach is great value Florida is what I heard.
It is. Yeah. I would say that's
up and up. Well, fuck Myrtle Beach, man. Iceland, man. That's what the fuck? How was Iceland? I've never traveled outside of the country.
It was cool. I went with my buddy Brighton and a friend of ours, Christian, and she's a photographer, and she wanted to go there to take pictures. And Brighton and I were like, "We'll fucking go."
Nice.
And so we went, and we went a little early in the season, I think, for Iceland. I think we went in May or maybe March.
Okay.
I think it was March, and I think peak season is like May and then on. So it was cold, especially in like the north. We drove through like blizzards. I thought we were going to die. Like I was the only one that I trusted to drive. And it was just white knuckle, for a lot. It was a great adventure. It was a good time. So highly recommend it.
Talking about death for 5 minutes, but it was fun,
It was. I mean, I look back on it. It was a lot of fun, but at the time it was really scary for a lot of it. But still, what's a little fear?
It was a lot of fun. It was scary for a lot of it. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Did you have fun? I'm starting to think like you did. I'm starting to think that you really didn't have fun now.
Yeah.
No, man, it was fun. It was fun. It was fun. You were international.
No, it was good.
It was good.
I got robbed and. But it's part of the experience.
We know that Clay now equates all of his entertainment to near-death experiences, is what we've learned.
That shit can be fun, though. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, they're not mutually exclusive. I mean, haunted houses, people go to those. Yeah, those are fun, but scary movies. There you go. See?
Yeah, you're not actually dying per se. You got a point.
We'll take it. What about you, Ed? I've seen when I did my deep dive.
Which social media?
Hanging out in LA. Yeah, it was a social media deep dive.
Okay. Well, no, because like I post more on Instagram nowadays as far as like that kind of shit goes. Like Facebook, like I had because I did this whole New England road trip last year, and I don't think I posted anything on Facebook about that. It was all like on Instagram, whatever. So, but like, okay, well, referring to LA, yeah, because I got like the majority of my family live out there. And this was back in 2014-ish, I think. So when I went out and at that point it had been like, I don't know, like 8 or 10 years since I've been there and saw all my aunts and uncles and cousins and all that shit. Because, being brown, you have a pretty big family. So
yes.
Yeah, so I have like almost 50 cousins, like collectively. It's insane. So I have like 50 first cousins on. I think it's on both sides, yeah. But anyways, yeah, just it was cool because I went out there and I was fortunate enough to just crash on their couch or their if they have like a guest bed, so I didn't have to pay for like a hotel or anything like that.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool. I was there for about 2 weeks. I'd like to go back, but obviously with all this Corona shit, my whole vacation plans this summer are kind of fucked. But yeah,
everyone's vacation plans.
Yeah.
You could travel for really cheap.
But so
couldn't
do shit.
New England. So how was the clam chowder there?
Yo, it's good. I got it in Maine. I went to Bar Harbor in Maine, which is actually it's a pretty touristy place, but it's fucking beautiful. I would definitely want to go back. Clam chowder, because they lobsters, what corn is to Ohio is what lobster is up there. They just throw it at you, but you want to fucking, all right, there you go. Lobster's like $5. It's just, they don't get
cereal.
It's like cereal. You want lobster cereal? Little bitch. I don't know why they're so mean and aggressive to me, but clam chowder was good. Lobster was delicious. I only drank Budweiser and water. It was nice.
Nice.
See here, hold up. In Maine, I got real drunk and did a lobster fishing tour. I agreed to one.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was pretty dope. I saw my first bald eagle in the wild. Drunkenly hit on the woman who was giving the presentation, so I don't regret that. Don't worry, I left, man. It was dope. I did this big loop. I started in Vermont, then New Hampshire, Maine, and then I went down to Massachusetts. Went to Salem and Boston.
Did you see Bernie Sanders while you were in Vermont?
Nah. I went to the Ben and Jerry's factory.
Okay.
I'm not sure how that relates, but there you go. Dude, there's nothing to fucking do in Vermont. Dude, I went to the Capitol, and it was like if Marion had 2 taller buildings. It was shit. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know why I apologize. I don't give a fuck. And no one from fucking Vermont's gonna listen to this. It was
fuck Vermont.
Yeah, it's beautiful because like all the like hiking and national parks and shit like that. Like, it's beautiful there. Like, for sure. Like, when it comes to that. And like you have Ben and Jerry's, and like, but that's it. Like, there's nothing going on in that fucking state. So like I left there like immediately. As soon as I did the Ben and Jerry's tour, I was like, I'm out of here. There's nothing to do. This is bullshit. So I went to New Hampshire, which was like kind of better. Like there was like almost like where I was at, there was like almost no fast food restaurants, which was kind of interesting. And it was just big like hiking and mountain climbing culture, because obviously that's where all the beginning, or I don't know where the fuck the end of the Appalachian Trail is. So like that's all real pretty and stuff, but yeah, it wasn't until like you got to Maine where like it got real touristy and there was like actually like shit to do. And so yeah, that was pretty fun. And then like went to Boston, which was like it was okay. Traffic was bullshit. Salem though, like I don't know if y'all into like paranormal shit or like, that witchcraft stuff, but that shit was actually pretty fucking fun. Like Salem, Massachusetts, it's like if Myrtle Beach had sex with Diagon Alley from Harry Potter. Like that is what Salem, Massachusetts is. Just a bunch of merchandising, a bunch of white trash who want to go ghost hunting, and it's beautiful. I would definitely go back there. And I got drunk there and did a ghost hunting tour. So that was pretty fucking fun. Of course, hit on the woman who did the presentation.
Yes.
Because, there's a pattern here. Yeah. It was Connecticut's fucking dog shit. I would never go back to Connecticut. It's the worst. Like, that place is depressing. And yeah, that was pretty much the end of it.
That's a hell of a trip. You went fishing for lobsters, and then you went fishing for ghosts.
Hell yeah, dude.
At the end of it.
Yeah.
Did anyone in a ghost hunting trip? How does that work? Did anyone capture a ghost?
Man, I wish. No.
How does that work?
The tour was basically just like walking around like the downtown area where all like the witch trials were, and like there's other areas where like fucking brutal ass murders happened, and people were saying, oh, they saw this, apparition like on the window and this and that. So like half of it was kind of bullshitty. The other half was actually like kind of a fun little learning experience as far as like what legit happened in that town and all the witch huntings that happened. So that was actually pretty neat. But like, I actually asked like, when do like people go out here and ghost hunt? They don't come out here till like 2 in the afternoon or 2 in the morning, when all the bars are let out and they're like all drunk. They're like, let's go ghost hunting. They just walk around with their cameras out. So, which is probably how I would go ghost hunting, really.
I mean, why not? Clay, would you go ghost hunting?
Yeah, man. Why the fuck not? I'd do it.
Yeah, very fun. Shoot the ghost.
I'm not convinced that ghosts exist.
Yeah.
I've just been poisoned by those shows on like the Discovery Channel. Did you hear that?
What the fuck was that?
What was that? Yeah, and I don't know. I just think a lot of it could be explained by wind.
By flatulence.
Man, it's just raining. Where are you going?
It's just raining. I don't know. I would do it. I'm
not gonna lie, dog. I've always kind of want to go like legit ghost hunting, just because it'd be like, because I don't know if I believe in ghosts or not. So it's like, all right, go to some place that's apparently haunted, and like I got my camera, I got all my shit, like, because those shows, it's so fucking dramatized and like clearly scripted, and they don't catch anything. Like it's like, okay,
I caught one ghost.
Yeah,
catch one ghost, I'll buy it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll get it on film. Let me hear shit.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Same thing with Bigfoot. Like, why hasn't one guy in a suit been on TV that says like, yeah, I saw Bigfoot. I really did. I was camping, with my wife and children. It's always some fucking redneck, with no teeth. It's like, I just need one person
with credibility,
suit and tie. Yeah, to tell me that there is a Bigfoot, and I'll be like, okay, maybe there is.
So that's the credibility you need. They have to be wearing a suit and tie to be deemed credible.
No, I'm about to dress up tonight.
You can't throw a suit and tie on fucking conference. I mean, they've got to look like they should be wearing a suit and tie. Like maybe they have some. No, Ed, you can't do it. That's not what I'm saying.
That's how it works. All right. Okay, I think if Bill Gates in a suit and tie was like, "Hey, man, Bigfoot, that shit's real," I'd be like, "Okay, Bigfoot's real." I might buy it. Yeah, I'll be real. I think Bigfoot existed. I think a type of Bigfoot existed, but I don't think it exists now. I don't think it's real now. Because you have stories of Bigfoot and all around the world, like the Yeti. That shit ain't here. That shit in Nepal. So why do they have Bigfoot? Why do we have Bigfoot? So it could, I'm just thinking it's no different than a woolly mammoth, like an extinct animal. That's all it was.
Maybe.
And it becomes less and less believable as technology advances. Because now everybody has a decent phone in their pocket.
Yeah, you can kill. You
see that shit, pull it out, snap a picture of it.
Yeah, all the pictures look like surveillance from 1987. Okay.
Yeah.
What if it's possible that Bigfoot is now wearing a suit and tie? He got a good shave. He's wearing a suit and tie. And
that's an excellent point. Sure. What if Bigfoot has assimilated into human culture? That's a good point.
Because if some guy wearing a flannel from Marion says, "Hey, I saw Bigfoot,"
John Fox,
Clay doesn't deem him credible. He's not credible. He has to be wearing a suit and a tie. Yeah.
If Bigfoot exists, he probably lives in Marion. I'm not gonna lie.
He would. He'd love that joint.
Hey, once again, guys, I thank you for taking your time out of your day to come and to shoot the shit with me. Anyone who has listened, I appreciate you taking your time. You could have been doing anything in the world, but you decided to listen to the Godcast. Really appreciate it. I am the God Show. For Ed, for Clay, we're signing out.
Hell yeah. Trash Boiz.
Everything about me I don't like. Tangled up life. I ain't tied to it, part with the flesh. I die and survive through it to the end and continue right to it. Split tomorrow wide open, shine my light through it. Reshape the future with the word. I don't fit within your whole top 10. I am the only one. If I ain't got son on my creation, got a lot of folks love, got a lot more hate. It ain't that how it goes when the truth talks to them. If the truth don't move them, the truth will walk through them. The lies deceive the mind's belief, but I can see I am the one, 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 the one. This life's a dream. I die, repeat till I can see I am the one, 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 the one.